So, welcome everyone to this live Zoom reading of a full-length play titled Shireen Mai, Mother of God. I'm delighted that we have an international cast of readers from the US, Canada, the UK, and India. During the play, each reader's character name, not their own name, will appear on his or her screen at the bottom, so you will know which character is speaking. The play features Shireen, Mayor Baba's mother, and her desperate struggle to restore her beloved son Mirwan to mental normalcy after he became God-realized in 1914. Most of the drama takes place in Mayor Baba's family home in Pune, India, during the years 1913 to 1915, with scenes from 1893, 1927, and 1929 also. Please note, the scenes do not always take place in chronological order. There are both flashbacks and flash forwards. Act 1, Scene 1. It's the spring of 1927. It's the well house, Mayor Baba's family home in Pune, India. Shireen Mai, age 49, is sitting on a stool in the front room of her house, lovingly folding and unfolding a pair of dhoti-style pants and a white kurta, a long men's overshirt. Off to one side, there's a cupboard built into one of the walls whose door is open. Inside the cupboard are more men's clothes, neatly folded and arranged. The window shutters are partially closed, so the room is darkened at midday. Several Zoroastrian prayer candles are burning as a source of light. From outside, a young girl is singing happily, her voice gradually growing louder as she approaches the house.
Thank you for the sun. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for right now. Thank you for your love. Memo, surprise! I'm home early. You'll never guess what.
Oh, it's you, Mani. You surprised me. What are you doing home from school so early? It's not lunchtime. What happened?
Memo, the nuns let us out early. Students, we have terrible news to report. The Most Honorable Lord Chelmsford died yesterday. Memo, we were all so saddened by the tragic news of Lord Chelmsford's death, even though we'd never heard of him until we were out the front gates. So, only half a day today. Hooray! Memo, I'm starving. Is lunch ready?
Is that so? Well, lucky you. Go outside and play then, child. I'll call you when lunch is ready. And don't forget to change first.
Memo, are you okay? Are you not feeling well? Why is the room so dark? What are you doing? Who's?
Shireen Mai places the folded clothes back in the cupboard and leaves the door ajar.
I'm fine, sweetheart. And wash your face first. Just look at you, child. Your school uniform is coated in mud. Oh, Mani, what were you doing? Herding goats? Go now.
Mani looks towards the closed cupboard.
Memo, whose dhoti and kurta were those? They look just like Merrick's clothes. They are, aren't they? So that's why it's always locked. You always told me what's in there is private. Now I understand.
Mani walks to the cupboard, picks up the folded kurta, handling it with care and reverence. She lays it on her outstretched arms. Then she inhales its fragrance.
Smell, Memo. Can you smell it too?
Of course. That's why I have kept them locked away.
Memo, have you received a letter from Merrick yet?
No, no letter arrived today.
Merrick will write. He always does.
He must have more important matters to, attend these days than write to his own mother. I'll call you when lunch is ready.
Memo, what are you going to do with Merrick's clothes?
I don't know.
Are you going to give them away? Can I have his kurta, please?
Perhaps. You don't worry about Merog's clothes. Change your clothes and go outside and play now. Shoo!
Mani departs as Shireen Mai places the kurta back in the cupboard. She breathes in its special fragrance with a deep sigh of longing. Act 1, Scene 2. This is a flashback. It's May 1894. The Pumpkin House, the family's previous home in Pune. 16-year-old Shireen sleeps on a cot in the front room. 3-month-old Mirwan lies next to her, also asleep. Shireen Mai dreams she is standing next to a courtyard well, holding Mirwan. A Hindu goddess wearing a green sari slowly emerges from the well. She holds an Arti worship tray with flowers, oils, and burning camphor. The goddess beckons to Shireen.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. This child of yours is of divine origin. He is Parameshwar. He belongs with us, we who dwell in the celestial realms. I have been sent by Lord Indra himself to bring this child safely to his true home. So kindly give me your son. Om Namah Shivaya.
Shireen backs away, clasping baby Mirwan tighter.
Om Namah Shivaya. Did you not hear me? I said, give me your son. This child does not belong to you. The gods of the celestial cities are eager to worship him.
No, he is mine.
Om Namah Shivaya. You are mistaken.
Lightning strikes in the courtyard. A loud peal of thunder follows.
Indra's command cannot be disobeyed. Hand over your son. He belongs to us.
A chorus of celestial voices chants louder and louder. Give us your son. Give us your son. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
No, he is my son. Stay away from him. He's mine. Go away.
The Hindu goddess hovers in the air above Shireen, then reaches down and clasps Mirwan's foot.
Since you refuse to surrender him, I have no choice but to seize him. It is Indra's wish and command. Mother, soon you will have other children to love. Take your joy in them.
In her dream, Shireen loses hold of Mirwan. The Hindu goddess disappears down the well with Merwan crying in her grasp.
No, no, give him back to me. No, he's mine. Oh, oh.
Awake now, Shireen sighs deeply and presses baby Merwan to her heart.
My beautiful child, you belong to me. No one can take you from me, not this time. My Merwan, my most special Merwan.
Act 1, Scene 3. It's September 1913. The Pumpkin House, Pune. Shahryar, Jal, age 11, and Bayram, age 5, are seated at the kitchen table. Shireen Mai serves the evening meal to her family.
Jal, tell Merog to come for supper right this minute. His food will get cold.
But, Memo, I already told him. He doesn't answer. He just sits on his bed. Is something wrong with Merog?
Do as your mother tells you, son.
Oh, yes, Bobo.
Jal reaches into his pocket, grabs a grasshopper, and drops a grasshopper down Bayram's shirt.
I'll get you, Joe. I'll put a scorpion in your shoe. Memo, tell him to stop.
Jal, stop teasing your brother. One of these days, I'm going to put a red hot coal in that mischievous hand of yours. That will teach you. Go now.
Jal runs out to the kitchen laughing. Shahryar quotes Hafez.
Will our fiery sighs and the burning heat of our nightly moans have an effect on your cold stone heart? Try to be more patient with Jal, Shireen. The boy has a good heart.
Sherog, did Merog say anything to you when you spoke to him?
Not with his tongue.
I'm sure he's fine. Young men his age often go through periods like this. They go into a cocoon and emerge a beautiful butterfly. Zainab told me it happened to her eldest son before going off to study in London. Now he's a successful accountant in Bombay. Would you like more rice, Sherog? I wonder what he sees in that old Mohammedan woman. Filthy place. He's been wasting nearly all his time with her. Why don't you tell him to stop visiting her, Sherog? Take him to your toddy shop and give him something to do. Scrubbing floors, washing teacups is better than doing nothing.
Merog is fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He'll be fine. Trust me.
He's probably confused about what profession to take up. That's what I think is bothering him. He's still quite young. Merog just needs a year off to find a clear path of life. When he goes to London to take up medicine or engineering, he'll have to buckle up and study hard. Behram, stop playing with your food and eat. Sherog, must you always give these blankets to the beggars? If we had a rupee for every blanket you've given away. Behram! So, how many customers today? Sherog, you should keep better records of your sales and expenses. This careless way you do it is not how to run a growing toddy shop business. Maybe Piroja can help you. Behram, you're dropping more food on the floor.
Jal returns. Merwan follows slowly and stands near the table, expressionless. Shahryar stands when Merwan enters.
Merog, there you are. Don't just stand there and like a statue, son. Come, sit down. Come, sit. Eat with your family. That's a good boy.
Merwan slowly sits and stares blankly. Shahryar quietly mutters Yazdan, while Jal and Bayram giggle and kick each other beneath the table.
Jal, what did you learn today in school?
We learned... Ouch! Stop it, Bayram. Memo, tell him to stop kicking me. My history teacher told us about a famous English king who lived a long, long time ago named King Arthur. He had a gigantic wooden round table 1,000 times bigger than this table. All of King Arthur's knights wore metal armor and metal helmets with spikes, and they sat around the big round table with wine and telling stories about dragons they slayed, damsels in distress they rescued. His White Castle was called, I can't remember its name.
Merog, you studied the history of England in school. Tell Jal the name of King Arthur's castle. You must know it.
Merwan doesn't respond.
King Arthur's castle was named Camelot, Jarl.
That's it, Camelot. Bobo, how did you know that?
Eat, Merog. Look at you. You are getting so thin. Your ribs are starting to show.
She starts to feed him rice and dal with a spoon.
He's a grown boy, Shireen. He can feed himself.
Finding the Holy Grail. That's all King Arthur's knights cared about, Jarl.
What did you say, Merog? The holy what?
Merwan doesn't answer.
Merog, after supper, why don't you tell Jal and Behram about the kings and queens of England? You are such a good storyteller. Would you like that, children?
Yes, please, Meyrog. Tell us a scary story about dragons and witches.
He used to be a good storyteller.
Shh! Don't say things like that, Jal. Be nice.
Listen to your mother, Jarl.
And Shakespeare. Tell them about Shakespeare too, Merog. You always loved Shakespeare. Remember? I don't know how you do it. I don't understand a word of Shakespeare.
Who's Shakespeare, Memo?
Oh, he wrote plays a long time ago in England in some kind of funny English that's hard to understand. Merog loves the theatre, don't you, Merog? Your brother writes plays too, just like Shakespeare. You should be proud of him.
Can I watch one of your plays, Merog? One about witches and demons.
Merog, why don't you tell Jal and Behram about King Macbeth and the Three Witches? That's your favorite Shakespeare play, right?
Never say that word. It brings bad luck.
What word brings bad luck, Merog? Witches or Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Merwan abruptly gets up from the table and walks out the door.
But Merog, where are you going? You barely touched your food. Jal, quick, follow your brother. See where he goes. If he wanders in the direction of that old Mohammedan woman, come right back and tell me.
Okay, Memo.
Izad. Izad. Izad.
Sherog, sometimes I think she's a witch. That old Mohammedan woman cast a spell on my son.
Merog is fine, Shireen. There is nothing to worry about. No one cast a spell on our son.
You are right, Sherog. I just want him to eat. If he goes to England as thin as he is, he'll get pleurisy. Behram, you still haven't eaten anything. Do you want to get sick too? Sherog, what do you think would be the best profession for Merog? Medicine or engineering?
It is in God's hands, Shireen.
I think engineering. Faranosh told me electrical engineering is the best profession for the future. Soon all of India will have electricity generating plants and electrical engineers will be in great demand.
She removes Behram's half-full plate.
What's wrong with my three sons? Nobody seems to be enjoying my cooking. Your sons are taking after you, Sherog.
I love your cooking, Shireen. Ta'ame beheshte. Food from heaven.
Ta'ame beheshte. Heaven, my foot. If my family doesn't start eating what I cook, all hell is going to break loose in this house.
Act 1, Scene 4. It's November 1913. The Pumpkin House. Shireen Mai, her mother, Golandun, and her sister, Peroja, are seated around the kitchen table drinking tea. Shireen Mai is knitting a sweater.
People are starting to talk.
Who's talking?
You know who I mean.
Let those busybodies gossip all they want. See if I care. I know exactly who's doing the whispering behind my back. Tell me, what are they saying, Piroja?
They say he has changed. They ask why he keeps to himself all the time. He's not the same Merwan he used to be. They make up stories about Merog being possessed. They tell their sons to steer clear of him. They...
Stop! Enough nonsense! Those two-faced gossipers were earlier secretly jealous of my son's accomplishments while they praised him on my face. Now they delight in his apparent difficulties while feigning concern. Yes, let them gossip all they want. They will see.
Shireen, why don't you have Dr. Barucha examine Merwan, just to be on the safe side? Maybe he does have an unusual condition of some sort.
Mother, thank you for the advice. He'll be fine. Sherog agrees. It's just a phase he's going through. Don't know why is everybody so worried about him. But I know who is the biggest tongue wagger. She loves spinning lies like a black widow spider spinning a web. Anyway, her son hasn't done half the things she has said he's done. You know who I'm talking about.
Mother, Shireen's right. Let Merwan follow his own instincts. I have faith in that boy. He is special.
Merwan enters the house and goes to his room without acknowledging his family.
Merog, come, join us. Have some tea.
What have you been doing today, Merwan?
I was walking.
Where did you walk to, son?
I don't remember. I was walking and walking, and then I found myself back home.
Well, walking is good for you, Merwan. It keeps you healthy.
How are your classes at college going, Merwan?
Merwan shrugs.
Oh, that reminds me. Professor Mehta from college stopped around this morning, Merog. He was asking about you.
Professor Mehta? Oh yes, Professor Mehta, a very good soul.
Look, Merog, I'm knitting a jumper for you. When you go to London to study electrical engineering, you'll need it. The climate in London is not like Pune. It's very cold and damp there. It rains all the time and foggy too. Do you like it?
Merwan stares at the knitted jumper.
I see love in every stitch, Nemo.
Oh, Merog.
She stands behind Merwan and strokes his hair.
I love you so much. So much success awaits you. I'm so proud of you, Merog.
Roja.
Come with me, Merwan. Come. I want to hear what's been in your mind lately. Maybe I can help you consider your options. Your Aunt Piroja knows a thing or two about the world. More than you think.
Shireen Mai watches them leave, deep in thought. Act 1, Scene 5. The year is 1927, the well house. Shireen Mai sits at the kitchen table writing a letter. Next to her is a neatly folded pile of Merwan's clothes.
My dear son Merwan, I am writing to tell you that it has been many days since I received a letter from you. You are supposed to come but have not come. So, are you coming or not? I am going for one day to Udwada to bow down at the fire temple. I am applying the dhuni ash to my hand as you advised. Everybody is all right and send you their regards. Mother Shireen Mai. P.S. Are you coming or not? And please write clearly.
Act 2, Scene 1. It's January 1914, the morning after Babajan kissed Merwan. The pumpkin house. Shireen Mai serves breakfast to Shariar, Jal, and Bayram. Merwan's place is empty. The boys kick each other under the table.
Jal, stop teasing your brother. Hurry up and finish your breakfast. You will be late to school. Bayram, don't pay any attention to Jal. Now where is Merog? Did he go out early, Jal?
I didn't see him leave, Memo. I'll go up and see if he's in his room.
No. You stay here and finish your breakfast. I'll go.
But I can go.
Do as your mother tells you, Jal.
Okay, Bubble.
Shireen Mai softly knocks before entering Merwan's room. He lies motionless on the bed, staring into space.
Merog, are you there? Merog, get up, it's late. Breakfast is ready. Get up, Merog. Merog, can you hear me?
She opens the shuttered window and sits at the foot of his bed.
Come on, Merog, it's time to get up. Merog, can you hear me?
She waves her hand in front of his face.
Merog, can you see me? Oh, Merog, my darling, Merog, what's happened to you? Are you feeling ill? You don't feel warm. Speak to me, Merog. All right, then you stay in your room and rest today. You will be all right. Everything will be okay.
Shireen Mai closes the window shutter halfway and returns to the kitchen.
Is he there?
Yes, he is in his room. He must be very upset over something because he refuses to speak.
I'll go check on him.
No, leave him. He will be all right. Let him stay in bed and get some rest. By evening, he will be himself again.
Jal starts to tease his brother. Bayram whines.
Jal, what did I tell you? Go sit in the corner.
She takes Jal firmly by the arm and sits him on a stool. Jal cries.
I want to see Merog. I want to see Merog.
Jal runs out of the kitchen.
Jal!
Jal freezes in his tracks.
Merog is okay. There is nothing to worry about. Sit back down at the table, son.
Something has happened to Merog, Bobo. I want to see him.
Jal, go off to school now. Tonight, Merog will be with us for supper. You can see him then. Go now.
Jal rushes out the door, visibly upset.
Would you like some tea, Sherog?
Yes, more tea. Yes, Don. Yes, Don. Yes, Don.
Jal runs back into the kitchen.
Memo, Bobo, Merog's bicycle is not outside. It's missing.
Shireen Mai gives Shariar a sharp look, then speaks to Jal.
Before you go to school, go look for it at the Malcolm Tank Road, where that old Mohammedan woman sits. Bring his cycle home if you find it there.
Okay, Memo.
Act 2, Scene 2. It's January 1914, 4 days later. Shahryar is drinking tea in the kitchen. Shireen Mai enters.
It's been 4 days, Sherlock. 4 days and still no change. Why aren't you more concerned? Don't you care about your son? How can you remain so calm?
My son is from God. Whatever happens to him is also from God, and it is God alone who will see to his welfare.
That's all well and good. Does that mean we sit here and do nothing and wait for God to show up?
We pray, Shirinog. That is not doing nothing.
Golandun and Perosia arrive.
How is he today?
Much the same. His eyes are open. He appears to be wide awake, but he stares vacantly like he is sound asleep. His breathing, pulse, and temperature all are normal. What's come over him? Why doesn't he get up?
Oh, Shireen, please call the doctor. Have Dr. Barucha examine him.
I brought some soup. It's his favorite. When he wants to eat.
The sound of footsteps comes from Merwan's room.
Shh! Listen.
Merwan appears at the kitchen door. Shireen Mai rushes to him, but he brushes past her.
Merog!
Merwan walks around the house in a daze.
Merog, have a little bit of soup. Your Aunt Piroja made it for you. You haven't eaten in days. It's lentil soup, your favorite.
Merwan continues to pace.
At least he's up and moving about. This is a good sign, don't you think, Sherog?
Act 2, Scene 3. January 1914, 3 days after the previous scene. An anxious silence fills the house. There's a firm knock at the front door. Shireen Mai runs to answer it.
Oh, Dr. Barucha, it's you. Thank God you are here. Thank you so much for coming so soon. Can I take your coat?
Yes, thank you. How is your son?
Shahryar enters from another room.
Please have a seat, doctor.
Dr. Barucha, would you like some tea?
No, thank you.
Doctor, for the past 7 days, my Merwan has not been behaving like a normal person. Please, can you help him?
What is his age?
He will turn 20 next month, doctor. Something strange has happened to him.
Tell me, what are his symptoms?
Okay, Dr. Barucha addresses Shahryar.
Tell me, what are his symptoms?
Doctor, first he lay in bed for 4 days, just staring into space with open, blank eyes. He showed no response to the outside world. He did not move a muscle. And then on the 4th day...
Oh, my son, my beautiful child. We should have called you sooner, Dr. Barucha, but we thought...
I know this must be very difficult for you, but I need to gather some facts before I examine him. Please continue, sir.
And then on the 4th day, he came downstairs of his own accord and started pacing the house. That was 3 days ago. He seems like a somnambulist. He paces and paces until somebody stops him. And then he just sits for hours, not moving, staring into space. He has no interest in food, doesn't speak a word.
Do you think you can help him, Dr. Barucha? Please, you must help him. I beg you, my son.
I will try my best, Shireen. May I ask you, did Merwan's symptoms come on suddenly, or was there a gradual onset?
Jal and Bayram enter. Jal puts his arm around his mother. Bayram sits on his father's lap.
For the past, since when, Sherog? Last May, yes. That's how long he's been acting strange. He rarely speaks. He used to be so lively and then all of a sudden, about a week ago, he became a mere shadow of his former self. We thought it was just something he was going through, like young men sometimes do. Dr. Barucha, we should have called you sooner. We didn't realize.
Where is he now?
He's in his room. Shall I get him?
Yes, please do.
While Dr. Barucha chats with Shehryar, Shireen Mai leaves and coaxes Mirwan to join them in the front room.
Jal, take your brother and go outside and play.
Here's a paisa. Go buy some candy.
2 paisa. 2 paisa, please.
Shehryar obliges. Jal takes both paisa and runs out the door, Bayram in hot pursuit.
Give me my paisa, Jal. Oh, you better not eat my candy.
Dr. Barucha approaches Mirwan.
Hello, Mirwan. How are you today? Your family is very concerned about you. Is it okay with you if I check a few things?
Dr. Barucha takes Mirwan's pulse.
You say he's not sleeping.
Not at all. As she said, it's been 7 days now.
I see. Very unusual.
He takes a flashlight from his bag and shines it in Mirwan's eyes.
No dilation. Do you have a match? Can you hold his hand out? I won't hurt him.
Shehryar holds Mirwan's arm out straight. Dr. Barucha passes the lit match under Mirwan's hand.
No reflexive response to pain stimuli either. Have you seen him respond to any external stimuli? To your voice or touch? To loud noises?
No, it's like he's not there. Something is disturbing his mind, doctor. He needs to find peace of mind again. Please help him.
You say he paces for long periods. Does he grow agitated during those times?
No, he is very subdued.
Yes. Very puzzling indeed. From what I can see, Mirwan seems to have entered a state of catatonia or stupor. Although even people in those states are known to show some response to painful stimuli or light, Mirwan's condition is unique in that he shows neither. He's like a person in a sound sleep state and yet wide awake. I've never seen a case quite like this. Very unusual.
What are you saying, doctor? Can he be cured?
Catatonic states similar to his are known to develop in young people in Mirwan's age range, particularly males. Medical science does not know yet why that is. In such cases, there's often spontaneous remission, and in others, only time will tell. I'm going to give him an injection of morphine. This will help him sleep. It's most essential that he sleep. The neurons in his brain need to rest. When his brain and other systems in his body are rested, there will be a greater chance of his neurological functions returning to normal.
I understand.
Dr. Barucha takes a syringe from his bag and gives Mirwan the injection.
Contact me in 48 hours. I'll come back and re-examine him. He should sleep quite soundly now.
Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Barucha starts to leave, then turns back.
I've heard so many good things about your son. He is very popular. I must admit, there's one thing I've heard that disturbs me.
And what is that?
That he spends too much time with that old Mohammedan woman on Malcolm Tank Road they call Baba Jan. If I were you, I would discourage him from doing that. Sometimes a toxic organic substance can induce a state such as Merwan is experiencing. For instance, there are certain types of wild mushrooms that are known to induce hallucinations and even insanity in some cases. You never know what those people on the street who worship her are up to. Just a word of caution. Good day.
Dr. Barucha departs as Shireen Mai sees him to the door.
Thank you so much, doctor. I knew it. I knew it. She's a witch. Oh, Merwan, look at me. I'm your mother. Do you recognize me? Tell me the truth. Has that old woman given you a mushroom? Speak to me, Merwan. My darling Merwan, where are you? Where? And you, Sherog, you just sit there, not saying a word either. Did that witch give you a mushroom too?
Act 2, Scene 4. 1 week later. Shireen Mai paces the kitchen floor. Shahryar is reading a newspaper while Behram plays on the floor with a wooden toy.
Where could he have disappeared to? And in his condition, anything could have happened to him. He could have fallen into a ditch and hit his head, lying unconscious all this time, and no one would even know. How can you just sit there reading that newspaper? Why aren't you concerned? Don't you care about your own son? He's been gone for hours.
He looks at the clock.
4 hours and 33 minutes. Say something.
Nothing will happen to him, Shireen. He is and will be protected. Yezdan's Nazar is on him. I am certain of that.
How can you be so sure? And my son is not okay. Something terrible has happened to him. How can you say that? Are you out of your mind?
Shireen, try to settle down. Getting yourself so upset is not going to help. I tell you, Almighty Yezdan is protecting him.
Settle down? How can I settle down? The doctors have not helped. They are all a bunch of useless quacks.
Holds up various medicines one by one.
These Ayurvedic medicines will restore his balance. These homeopathic remedy, these silver injections, these herbal mud packs, all useless. Witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. Boiled toad legs wrapped in spider webs would be just as effective. Someone's put an evil eye on my son. That's what I believe. And it's her. I know it.
It's Yezdan's all-seeing eye that is watching over him, Shireen. I am sure of that.
If that's so, then why isn't Yazdan?
He's back, Memo. He's coming now.
Oh, thank God. Thank God he's safe. Where is he? Oh, Merwan, there you are. Whoever you, son. You can't just wander off like that without telling us.
Shireen Mai returns, escorting the dazed Merwan. She seats him at the table and wipes his face with a cloth.
Now this is the last straw, Merog. Now you listen to me. You are going to eat some solid food, whether you want it or not. You can't just live on milk.
Shireen Mai fetches a plate of rice and dal. Jal puts his arm on Merwan's shoulder.
Try to eat something, Merog. You need to build your strength back, so we can play marbles again. Look, I'm a lot better than before.
Jal reaches into his pocket and pulls out a handful of marbles.
I bet I can beat you now. Merog, all the kids are asking about you. We need to start making our kites for the festival. The festival is next month, remember?
Jal gets a kite from a corner and pretends to fly it. Shireen Mai pulls her chair close to Merwan.
All of you, please leave. Leave me alone with Merog. Sherog, Jal, Behram, Shu, go. I said now, shoo, out. This is my kitchen. Sherog, please take the boys with you. Go fly kites with them.
Come on, Bobo. The wind is good today.
Jal licks his finger and holds it up.
It's from the east.
Jal and Bayram take Shahryar by the hand and lead him outside. Shireen Mai fusses over Merwan, brushing his hair and stroking his arm.
Merog, you need to take some nourishment, just a little. Do it for me. It will make me very, very happy if you eat something. Please, please, Merwan. You know how much I love you. We are all so worried about you. Your father will be very happy too if you eat something.
Merwan shakes his head no. Shireen Mai places a bit of rice and dal in a spoon and lifts it to his mouth.
Merog, just this much. Come on. Come, open your mouth. Remember, like when you were a child? My little Merog.
Merwan turns his head away from her.
Merog, Merog, my little Merog, my sweet son Merog. Merog, Merog, why are you hurting me like this? Why are you doing this to me? Merog, come on now, just one small spoonful, please. Eat something for me. Come on, open your mouth. Just a little bit for your mother. Merog.
She throws the spoon down, grabs his shoulders, and shakes him.
Merog, why are you doing this to me? Who has done this to you? Son, talk. Tell me what happened. Speak. Speak to me.
Shireen Mai gets up, steps away from the table, then she turns.
I'm sorry, Merog. I didn't mean to upset you. Please forgive me. It's just that, oh, Merog.
She sits on the other side of Merwan. She picks up some rice and holds it to his lips. Merwan shakes his head. She forces the rice into his mouth.
All you have to do is swallow, Merog. That's all you have to do. Swallow one time for me.
Merwan spits out the rice. Shireen Mai jumps up from the table.
What am I going to do with you, Merog? This can't go on. You're killing me.
I'll take the food to my room. I'll eat it there.
To your room? Do you promise to eat it in your room? All right then.
She fondly pinches Merwan's ear.
And I want to see the plate empty when I come up in the morning.
Shireen Mai takes his plate and adds 2 chapatis.
Let me carry these up for you.
Merwan takes the plate and leaves the kitchen.
Wait a second, Merog.
Shireen Mai takes an apple from a bowl and puts it on his plate.
You are still the apple of my eyes, Merog. You always will be.
Merwan turns and walks to his room. Shireen Mai fetches a broom and slowly sweeps up the rice Merwan spat out. She looks calmer, but then abruptly sits. She puts her head in her hands and weeps. Act 2, Scene 5. The year is 1927, the well house. Shireen Mai is writing a letter to Merwan.
Dear son Merwan, I am writing to inform you that we, your parents, have written so many letters to you, but not one of us has received a reply from you. Son Merwan, the people here hate us very much. I am trying my best to leave everything to God. What else can I do? Everybody ignores me. Your people are talking a lot against you. Be sure to reply to this letter. Mother, Shireen Mai S. Irani. Regards to Jal and Kekhashru and Masi.
Act 3, Scene 1. It's mid-February 1914, the Pumpkin House. Shireen Mai and Golandun are drinking tea at the kitchen table.
I've never spoken to that woman. I don't trust her.
It's important, Mother.
Well, of what help can I be? And what will people say if they see us there? You know what they think of her.
I don't want to go alone, Mother. Just come with me. I'll do the talking.
Oh, maybe some other day, Shireen. Today, I promised to do some errands for my friend Paris. You know, she hasn't been feeling well and she's been having dizzy spells.
Mother, Pari can wait. This is urgent. He's your grandson.
Well, what are you going to say to her?
I need to find out why Merog is spending so much time with her.
You're not going to pick a fight, are you?
Oh, nothing, Mother. I just want some facts, that's all.
I hope not. I know how you can get, Shireen.
Oh, come on, Mother. Let's go. This won't take long.
I never liked that old woman. She's mad. Why is she living on the street in a Parsi neighborhood? Why isn't she with the Mohammedans, where she belongs?
Shireen Mai and Golandun are now on the busy Malcolm Tank Road. The aged Babajan sits on a simple wood platform under a neem tree. Devotees are chanting. There's a smell of incense, the sound of bells, bullock carts, vendors peddling their wares. Shireen Mai and Golandun approach Babajan respectfully with an offering of white flowers and place them at her feet.
Of what good are these flowers? Why didn't you bring something like sweets or tea, which all can enjoy?
Babajan, excuse us, but may we have a word with you?
Yes, come near, my daughter. And mother, you too, come near, so I can hear you. I'm very old and do not hear so well.
Babajan turns to her attendants.
Make room for them. They are from my Merwan.
I know my son Merwan visits you frequently. Tell me, what have you done to my boy?
Merwan.
What have you done with him? Why does he visit you?
Merwan, my Merwan.
What? Your Merwan?
Mera pyara beta, mera pyara beta.
Mother, the nerve of her to call Merog her son. How dare she?
Merwan, mera pyara beta, my Merwan. He will shake the whole world.
What are you saying?
My Merwan will awaken the world.
What do you mean? Shake the world, awaken the world. You talk nonsense.
Babajan reminisces with Golandun about the good old days in Iran. They swap stories and sing familiar Persian songs.
Barun barune zemina tarmishe.
Golnesa junam karabetar mishe.
Barun barune zemina tarmishe.
Golnesa junam karabetar mishe.
Golnesa junam tu shale zare.
Berenj mikare asam bichare.
Tagat nadare.
Tagat nadare.
Tears run down Golandun's face. After several minutes, Shireen Mai tugs on Golandun's coat sleeve.
Come, mother, let's go. What nerve. And I thought you...
barun barune zeminata mishe. Ronesa junom karabetar mishe.
Golandoon continues to sing as they walk home. Back in the kitchen, Shireen Mai angrily scrubs the table.
Why, I never imagined for one moment that she would be so charming. Why, she reminds me so much of my own dear grandmother, Gulbahar. She passed away when I was just little. Barun barune zemina tarmishe. Of all the songs, how did she know that was my favorite?
Mother, how could you?
Well, there's hardly anyone left who remembers our homeland. Shireen, sometimes the pain is so intense. The smells, the flowers, the mountains. I never tell my children. Nobody knows. Not even Dora wants to be reminded. So wonderful to meet someone who knows, who really knows. I felt like I was back home in Tabriz. Like no time had passed.
Mother, listen to me. I'm trying to save Merog's life, and all you want to talk about are the good old days of Iran.
Well, you were conceived in Iran, Shireen Mai. It's your homeland too, even if you don't remember. It's in your blood.
Mother, listen to me. I want you to go back to Babajan tomorrow or the day after, but not later. She likes you. Find out all you can about why Merog is visiting her. Talk to the people there.
By myself? She won't tell me anything.
Mother, for me, please.
Well, all right then, but just this one time. Shireen, why don't you send Marwan to Bombay to stay with Jamshed? Maybe a change of scenery will do him some good.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Barun barune zeminata mishe. Onesa junom karabeta mishe.
Golandoon walks out the door, then rushes back.
Shireen, Marwan is out on the street. You better come and see. A crowd of beggars is gathering.
What's he doing now?
Go see for yourself.
Merog! No! Stop! Merog!
Sheriar follows her.
What is wrong now, Shireen?
Just look. He's feeding the delicious meal I made for 3 hours to the dogs and goats again. You are his father. You go this time. Maybe you can talk some sense into him. What will people think? I can't take this anymore.
Shireen Mai storms back inside.
Hafeza, Tarke Jahan Goftan Tareke Koash Dere Ast. O Hafez, to renounce the world is the way to ultimate happiness. Marwan, son, come with me.
Jal and Bayram bound down the stairs into the kitchen.
Bobo? Memo? Merog? Where is everyone? Is everything okay?
Act 3, Scene 2. It's April 1914, the Pumpkin House. Shireen Mai is preparing food, noisily clanking pots and dropping pans. In the front room, Sheriar is discussing a passage from the Talmud with a Jewish rabbi. Shireen Mai wipes her hands on a towel, rips off her apron, and charges into the front room.
He's been missing for 3 entire days and you carry on like nothing has happened. What if he's lost? What if someone... Why aren't you looking for him?
Shireen, please, not now.
Not now? Then when? So the Talmud is more important than your own son? Rabbi, pardon me for a moment. Can you tell me, what does the Talmud say about the parents' duty when their son has lost his mind and disappears for 3 days? Surely there must be something in your holy book about that.
The Jewish rabbi extends his open palms and shakes his head no.
No one is able to help me. No doctor, no holy scriptures. Perhaps I should consult an astrologer.
Sheriar speaks in Hebrew to the Jewish rabbi.
Please excuse me. I am so sorry. A family matter. May we continue another day?
Oh, of course. Of course. I understand. Please forgive me for interrupting.
He bows respectfully to Sheriar.
Shalom.
Then he gives Shireen Mai an extended bow.
Shalom.
The Jewish rabbi puts on his black hat and departs.
So, what about his future, Sherog? What are we going to do? He has stopped attending classes. Without an education, what will he be qualified to do? I want him to do better in life than we did.
I will say it again, Shireen. I believe, no, I know our son is from God. So his future must be with God. Yezdan will reveal my son's destiny to him and to us in due time.
Well, I hope Yazdan does so soon. In the meantime, do something. Go out and look for your son. Someone must have seen him. It's been 3 days. It'll be a miracle if he's alive.
Sheriar tenderly embraces Shireen Mai. She accepts his reassurance, then pushes him towards the door. Suddenly, Merwan appears.
Son, Merog, where have you been? Just look at you. You are all covered in leaves and twigs. Why do you go away without telling us?
Han,
What did you say, Merog? Speak up. I didn't hear what you said.
He said, Kandwa, the Tower of Silence. I told you, Yezdan watches over him.
The Tower of Silence? Of all places, for our son? So, is this how you want to live your life, Merog? Not speaking, locked inside a Tower of Silence? You are starting to take after your father, Merog. More concerned with the afterlife than this life. You better find a paying job and start hanging out and stop hanging out in graveyards. You are not dead yet. But if you keep acting like this, son, you are going to send me to an early grave. Is that what you want?
the whole world is a graveyard. I am the only one who is truly alive.
Act 3, Scene 3. It's April 1914. The Pumpkin House. Shireen and Perosia are at the kitchen table.
We started calling it Chor Mal, the thief's den. Except for an occasional walk with some school friends, he has been spending his entire days cooped up in the corner of that attic. It's totally dark up there.
Have you heard from Jamshed? How is Merwan adjusting to Bombay?
Some good news for a change. We just received a letter from Jamshed yesterday. He says Merog is going out for walks every day, which is a very good sign. In the mornings, he goes to Chopati Beach, and in the afternoon, he visits Victoria Gardens, just opposite their flat. Jamshed says his eyelids are starting to blink instead of that awful vacant stare at all times. Knock the wood, Piroja. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and praying, of course.
That's wonderful news, Shireen. Like I have been saying all along, in his own time, he will return to normal. Shireen, show me where in the attic. I want to see the thief's den for myself.
Yes, come.
They climb the steep steps to the attic.
Over there, in that corner. That's where he was sitting all day.
Oh my, such a cramped space. What's that foul smell, Shireen? Is there a decomposing bat or some animal up here?
I don't know. There was no smell 2 days ago. I don't see anything.
You know my sense of smell is better than yours. Check inside that trunk, that one, in the far corner.
Shireen Mai opens the small trunk. She gasps, then starts to gag. She slams the lid down in disgust, falls to her knees, hands over her mouth.
Shireen, what is it?
Rotting food. So this is what he does with it? Maggots. Oh, Piroja, my son, my most precious son. What is happening to him? What will become?
Piroja puts her arm around Shireen Mai.
I am sorry, Shireen. Let's go downstairs. I'll clean this up later. Come. Come.
That's the final straw. From now, he eats at the table with the rest of us like a civilized human being and starts eating meat like the rest of us too.
From downstairs, Golondun shouts,
Shireen, are you home?
Coming, Mother.
Shireen Mai and Piroja join Golondun in the kitchen.
Shireen, are you all right? You look so pale.
I am haunted by the ghost of my son.
Oh, Shireen, don't say such things. It will bring you bad luck.
She had a fight, Mother. She will be okay.
Well, what happened?
It's nothing, Mother.
Piroja gestures to Golondun to change the subject.
Shireen, I went to see Babajan today, as you requested. I do love that old Mohammedan woman. I feel so happy in her presence. I haven't felt that way in such a long, long time. Not since, well, let me tell you, those tongue waggers have her all wrong. I don't know if she's a genuine saint, but she is definitely not a witch. I can assure you of that.
What did she say, Mother?
You're not going to like it, Shireen.
Just tell me. That is for me to decide.
She said, he is my son, not hers. And then she said, my beloved son belongs to the world. And then she said, he will shake the world to its foundation someday. Do you wish me to continue?
Yes, tell me everything she said.
Okay. Well, then she said, tell her, why do you worry about him? He is now out of your hands.
Is that all? Did she say anything else?
Well, there's one more thing. She said to whisper it into your ear. It's meant for you only. I'm sorry, Piroja.
Golondun whispers to Shireen in Persian.
Thank you, Mother. Please excuse me now. I suddenly feel extremely tired. I need to go lie down.
Piroja takes Golondun by the hand as they depart. Act 3, Scene 4. The Pumpkin House. It's November 1914. The whole family is at the kitchen table eating dinner. Merwan is behaving more normally and is eating small amounts of food. The mood is more relaxed.
Would you like some more chicken, Merog?
No, thank you, Memo. I have had enough.
Ciao.
I know a joke.
Tell us, Jal.
The what day of the week do chickens hate the most?
I don't know. Do you know, Merog?
I know, but let hear Giles say it.
Fry F-R-Y days. You want to hear another one? Why did the...
That's enough, Jal.
I don't get it.
When can we start making kites again, Merog? Latu and Kodu won the festival this year, but we're a whole lot better than they are. We would have won. Isn't that right, Bobo? Tell Merog how good we are. We can cut their strings like a hawk swooping down on a chicken.
Never mind kites, Jal. Merog, listen to me. It's time for you to get a job. You seem a lot better now. I know you've been mentally upset about something all these months. But if you engage in steady work, you will become your old self again very soon. And then, when you're ready, you can go back to Deccan College and finish your degree. You are still a young man, Merog. Your whole future is in front of you. What do you say, son?
No, Memo. I can't go back. It's no longer possible. The past does not exist. Neither does the future.
Merog, you can't be wasting your life visiting these saints and holy men. First it was that old Mohammedan Babajan, and now it's that Hindu yogi in Sakori. Merog, if you only knew how much you are upsetting me. I'm getting ulcers worrying about you. It's about time you start thinking about getting married and raising a family.
Merwan starts to get up from the table.
No, you stay here and listen to me. I've found a good job for you with Mr. Daruwala, a brick manufacturer in Pune. You will be starting this Monday.
Yes, Memo. Whatever you say.
Giles said,
What about marbles? Will there be time for Merog and me to play marbles?
I play marbles with the universe, Giles.
Merwan leaves the table and goes to his room.
What did he mean by...
Shariar rises as Merwan leaves.
What did he mean by that, Memo? Playing marbles with the universe?
Never mind what he meant. He was telling a joke that wasn't at all funny. You just eat your dinner.
Yes, done. Yes, done.
Act 3, Scene 5. It's January 1915. The Pumpkin House. Shireen Mai is cleaning the kitchen while Bayram plays with marbles on the floor. Piroja, carrying a shopping bag, enters.
Hi, Shireen. Giles stopped by this morning. He said you wanted to see me?
Shireen Mai pours tea for Piroja, who tries to engage in small talk. Shireen Mai cuts her short.
I need you to be honest with me, Piroja. Did Merog tell you where he was going today?
Yes, he said he was going to Bombay to visit Jamshid. Look at this lovely blouse. I bought at Shardi's. I haggled him down to 75 paisa. I love the color.
He didn't go to Bombay. He told me too. But he was going to Bombay, but that's not where he went.
Why are you asking me then? I'm not Merwan's custodian.
I don't know for sure where he went, but I believe you know where he went. Tell me, Piroja.
How would I know where he went if he didn't go to Bombay? He told me he was going to Bombay. So I assume that's where he was going? And these silver earrings to match. What do you think?
Oh, don't lie to me, sister.
What makes you think he didn't go to Bombay?
Jal followed him to the station. He didn't buy a ticket at the Bombay window. He went to another window to purchase a ticket, but Jal couldn't tell where to.
Shireen, I am not privy to all Mirog's comings and goings, or to his secrets. I know as much as you, which is, he supposedly went to Bombay to visit his brother Jamshed.
You know, he quit his job with that brickmaker after only 3 weeks. I'm doing my best to find him another job. A teaching position at a school in Gujarat has become available. But how can I find him a job when he is not here? Sister, you are not helping him by encouraging his irresponsible, behavior chasing those saints. Did he or did he not go to Sakori instead to be with that dirty Yogi Maharaj? Tell me the truth.
I am telling you all I know, Shireen. I don't know what else to tell you. I have to go now. I have children of my own, and Dorab needs me too.
Merog lies to me. My own sister lies to me. Everyone has turned against me, including my own family. What have I done to deserve this? Go, see if I care.
Shireen Mai hustles Paroja out the door.
Now I know I can trust no one, not even my own sister.
Shireen Mai slams the door hard. A jar of flour falls and breaks on the tile floor. She curses as she sweeps it up, then sits, tapping her fingers. After a moment, she decisively puts on her coat and rushes out the door, heading towards Malcolm Tank Road.
Tell me, when is my son coming back home? I know he went to Sakori. When is he coming back?
Oh, my beloved son, my son.
He is not your son. He is my son.
And from where did you bring him? From where did he come? Do you know? You gave him a nest to grow in. That's all. Mother, Merwan belongs to the whole world, not to you. Oh, Mera Pyara Beta, my beloved son.
Oh, stop saying that. You are lying too. He is my son. I tell you, he is my son.
Shireen Mai storms off. Act 3, Scene 6. Pumpkin House. It's March 1915. Shireen Mai and Merwan are seated at the table. Bayram plays on the floor.
Merog, why did you quit your teaching job? Your salary was very good.
It was a big headache to me.
That's the way it is in the world, Merog. Work is not supposed to be fun. Life is hard. When will you realize this?
I didn't quit. They fired me.
They fired you? But why?
They didn't say.
What are you going to do now? You can't stay home all day or continue wasting your life in Sakori. I am telling you for the 100th time, get a job and keep it. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Merwan stares straight ahead.
You are 21 years old, Merog. You are no longer a boy. Look at your friends. They are either studying hard in college or they already have a good job. Do you know the humiliation and pain you have caused us? Do you know what they are saying about you? Merwan is going to run away to the Himalayas and become a naked sadhu like that Upasni Maharaj. Such a good boy was Merwan, the son of religious and respected parents, that he should visit the haunt of that witch is a sin. Merog, don't you care what people think of you and your parents? And your poor brother Jal, his friends ridicule him. Thanks to you, we are the laughing stock of Pune.
I'm sorry, Memo. It is not your fault.
If you are truly sorry, then you will find a job and start acting like a respectable young man. How will you ever marry if you have no job? Earning a living will cure you, Merog.
I have decided to join the Navy, Memo. I went to the recruitment office yesterday and filled out the papers.
What? You did what?
I'm going overseas to fight in the war.
You will do no such thing over my dead body.
But I already enlisted. I signed my name to the papers and took an oath.
That doesn't matter. Your father will take care of that. You are not going to war. Not you. You will stay home here in Pune.
But Memo, if I'm old enough to work, I'm old enough to fight in the war.
Stop talking nonsense, Merog. Stay here and watch Behram. I am going to talk to your father.
Shireen Mai leaves, but returns immediately.
And there's rice and mustard greens on the counter in the blue bowl. And I just made your favorite sweet, almond till chicky. It's still warm. Stay right here and look after Behram. And don't you dare wander off anywhere, Merog. Do you hear me? I will be back.
Act 3, Scene 7. It's April 1915, the Pumpkin House. Shireen Mai is preparing food while Sheriar reads the paper.
So, how was his behavior today? Is he charging the customers the correct amount?
He's already becoming an accomplished toddy shopwala, Shireen. He learns quickly.
Oh, don't cover up for him, Sherog. I have my spies. Is he still giving money away? Do customers cheat him? Does he allow anyone to steal from him? Oh, I know they do.
Don't you worry. I keep a watchful eye on him, Shireen. In fact, business has improved since he started working with me. People are drawn to him. They don't want to leave. Some even buy a second and a third glass.
That's because they know they can cheat him. You have to teach him how to run a prosperous toddy shop, Sherog. Then he can open one of his own shop in a year or so.
He's already an excellent worker. He takes after his mother. He sweeps the floors, he cleans the toilet, he washes the glasses and the dishes, and he's learning how to brew toddy the correct way.
That's what I want to hear.
A dull thumping sound is heard from the side room.
Sherog, what's that noise? Do you hear it?
It's coming from his bedroom.
Shireen Mai runs out of the kitchen, followed by Sheriar. She listens for a few seconds at Merwan's closed bedroom door, then knocks.
Merog, is that you?
She forces the door open and shrieks. Sheriar runs to the bedroom, followed by Jal and Behram. Merwan is kneeling on the floor. He looks up at his family, his face covered with blood. Shireen Mai gasps, grabs a towel, and wipes his face, sobbing.
Oh, Merog, have you gone mad? Are you totally mad?
I'm not mad. I've become something else. You cannot understand.
Look what's become of our son. Who else but a madman would bang his head on a stone?
No, Shireen, it is not so. It is the other way around. It is we who are mad. He is trying to return. The poet says, I went mad when my beloved revealed his brow like the new moon.
What are you saying? You also must be mad. All you men of God, are mad. Totally mad.
Shireen Mai pushes Shahryar aside and storms out of the room. She grabs Jal and Bayram, who are crying, and drags them with her.
Come with me, children. Let's leave these two lunatics. And his blood is on your hands, Sherog. Do you hear me? On your hands.
Act 4, Scene 1. It's June 1915. Sakori. Shireen Mai and Bayram enter the compound of Apasni Maharaja's ashram. Shireen Mai carries a wrapped garland of flowers.
Oh, Mother! Mother, welcome!
Oh, how could I be your mother when you are so old?
But you are the mother of the entire universe, dear woman.
I did not come here to be flattered. Show me where my son is. I have come for him.
What a lovely garland of old shoes you have brought me.
Old shoes? I have carried these flowers with me all the way from Pune just for you.
Yes, yes, I know what you are thinking. How you would fight with me when you got here. You were abusing me the entire way. Were you not?
Now, Maharaj, don't get me sidetracked. I have come to speak with my son. Where is he?
He is somewhere around the grounds. I don't know why he stays here. Your son is mentally unbalanced. I don't know what to do with him. I myself don't force him to stay. I have to beat him with a stick to chase him away, but he refuses to go. What am I to do with him?
Return him to me then. If he is such a bother, I am his mother.
Mother, what are you going to do when you take him back to his home? Do you think it will help him?
Yes, it will help him. I shall arrange his marriage as soon as we get back to Pune.
That is a good idea, Mother. But do one thing before you take Merwan. When you find a nice girl for him, find another girl for me. Then we can both come with you to be married.
Who would give his daughter to a man like you?
But since I am your son, how can I be unsuitable?
Stop teasing me, Maharaj. Please call Merwan now.
Dear lady, you are fortunate to have him as your son, and it is because of your good punya from past lives. You must encourage him to follow the spiritual path. Don't throw him into hell, the worldly life. I assure you he will get married one day. Now, have some lunch. This is Gulmai from Ahmednagar. She is also Zoroastrian. Mother, make friends with her and cool your temper. Later, when you see Merwan, don't pester him with questions. Talk with him cheerfully and then depart.
Act 4, Scene 2. It's June 1915, the Pumpkin House. Shireen Mai and Golandun talk at the kitchen table.
And then, all during lunchtime, he kept changing the subject. And I am sitting there patiently, waiting for Merog to appear. When suddenly, that yogi declares, How late it is! Hurry, mother, or you will miss the train. So I had no choice but to grab Behram and rush to the station. He tricked me again.
What can you do, Shireen? You've tried your best. What does that Maharaj always say? Be as it may?
Be as it may. Are you on his side or mine, mother? Merog is gradually coming back to life. He needs me now more than ever to make sure he stays on the right track. Otherwise, he could be lost forever. and I will never forgive myself for not fighting for him. I wasn't able to fight for Jamshed when they gave him to Dawla. I was just a child then, but not again. Not my Merog. I promised myself.
There's a flashback. The year is 1893. The Pumpkin House. Sheriar and Golandun are seated at the kitchen table, talking. Shireen, age 14, enters.
Gerog, where's Jamshed? He's not in his crib.
Shireen, sit down. Let's talk.
Have a seat, sweetheart. There's something we need to discuss.
Taking care of a baby is a big job, Shireen. It's not something a child can easily do on her own.
I am not a child.
All right, a young person then. Taking care of a baby is not something a young person of your age can easily do on her own.
I am trying my best. It's true, I don't always know what to do when he won't stop crying.
Well, you have been trying your best, sweetheart. I know how it is. A baby can be overwhelming. It's a 24-hour-a-day job. Listen, Shireen, your sister Dawla said she's willing to take care of Jamshed, at least for the time being.
Is that where Jamshed is? You gave him to Dawla without speaking to me first?
You can see Jamshed whenever you wish, Shireen. It's for the best. We're still his parents.
But I was trying so hard to be a good... I'm still Jamshed's mother, aren't I?
Golandun hugs Shireen.
I know you were. Of course you are still his mother, sweetheart. It's for the best, for you and for Jamshed.
But... All right, Mother. If you both think that's what's best for Jamshed, but I would like to see him today.
Why don't we wait a few days and give Jamshed a chance to settle into his new home?
But you just said I could see Jamshed whenever I wanted.
We'll visit him together after a short while. It's for the best, Shireen. Yezdan will be looking after Jamshed too.
But I was trying so hard to be a good mother, wasn't I? Was I such a bad mother to Jamshed? Is that what you both think? That is what you think, isn't it?
The flashback ends. We're back in June 1915.
It wasn't your fault, Shireen. Stop blaming yourself. You see how it all did turn out for the best?
That may be, but right now it's my duty as a mother to rescue Merog. I love him. He's special. Even you say that.
Well, it's Merwan's decision to stay or leave Sakori. He's not a prisoner there.
Mother, listen to you. You are talking like that mad yogi. Don't you see? He's being brainwashed by that powerful Maharaj. He has certain siddhis. If I could only see and speak to Merog, I'm not going to get any rest until I do.
Well, then why don't you fight fire with fire? Go to see the holy man, Narayan Maharaj in Gidgon. If you could get him on your side, he would be the one person able to persuade Upasni on your behalf to give Merwan back. I've heard so many good things about Narayan. They say he's very gentle and kind.
Ah, that never occurred to me. What a good idea, Mother. Let's do that. Come with me.
Again?
Shireen Mai squeezes Golandun's hand.
Well, all right. I give up. That Maharaj isn't the only stubborn one around here with a person with powers. The two of you are like two bulls in the same field, butting heads.
Shireen Mai and Golandun are now in Kedgaon, speaking to the perfect master, Narayan Maharaj.
So I beseech you, Sri Narayan Maharaj, please help me in any way you can. I only want what is best for my son. My family has been put through so much suffering for a long time now. His father, who is a highly respected and holy man in Pune, and I both feel it is best for Merwan to find a good job and to settle down.
Dear woman, you are very, very fortunate. Your son is Jagat Narayan, the Lord of the universe, and you yourself will be adored in times to come as the mother of the entire universe.
But Shri Narayan, you speak just like that Babajan. I don't want to be the mother of the entire universe. I just want to be my Merwan's mother. Even if he is Jagat Narayan, as you say, I am still his mother and he my son.
Have patience, mother. Everything will soon be all right. One day you will see your son as he really is.
But I already know who my son is. Mother, I don't think I can take this much any longer. No one listens to me. No one understands.
Act 4, Scene 3. The year is 1929, the Well House. Shireen Mai is writing a letter.
Dear son Merwan, your letter has finally reached me. As you know, I have never once said no to following your orders. Just as you instructed me, I have not eaten any eggs. Remember, I had wanted you to become an electrical engineer. In the same way, it is my wish that your brother Adi pursue higher studies and secure a big post. With affection, Shireen Mai.
Act 4, Scene 4. It's June 1915, Sakori.
Mother, I am not holding Merwan prisoner here. You can take him if that is your wish.
I'm serious. Why don't you give me my son back? You have stolen him from me. Now give him back.
Do I look like a thief? I am telling you, I am not holding Merwan captive here. He is not chained up somewhere.
You know full well that Merwan will not come home unless you order him to do so.
I am not going to order him to do that. It is up to him to decide. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll order Merwan to go back with you, but you have to leave this one with me.
Shireen Mai pulls Bayram closer to her.
How dare you? You swallowed up one boy and now you want to devour another? Call Merwan this instant.
Please calm yourself, dear lady. Merwan, someone bring Merwan.
Merwan appears, looking dazed, with an unkempt appearance. He stands near Apasni. Shireen Mai fights to control her distress.
Merwan, your mother has come back again. She wants you to go back with her and get married. Every time she comes here, she fights with me. I am now fed up with her abuses. Go back with her so I can have some peace.
Merwan smiles.
When you go back, I want you to be a thief, speak lies, steal from anyone. Then your mother will be happy, but you will end up in hell.
Don't joke about this with me. I'm serious. Merog, please come home with me. Your place is at home with your family.
Merwan sits next to Apasni, looks sad. Shireen Mai weeps quietly.
Listen to me. Your son does not want to go home. He does not want to get married. And he does not want children. forget about these ideas and return home.
Shireen Mai stands to leave.
He wants to stay here with me.
Apasni stands and embraces Shireen Mai, then bows deeply.
Mother, I bow deeply to your love for Merwan.
Merog, won't you come with me? Please. Please, Merog. Merog, for me. For your mother. Your own mother.
Merwan gazes at her with a blank stare. Shireen Mai runs off, quietly crying. Act 4, Scene 5. It's July 1915, the Pumpkin House. Sheriar, Golandun, and Perosia gather at the kitchen table.
All she did was weep and weep non-stop for a whole week. I've lost my son. I've lost my son. There was no consoling her.
She just left without telling you?
She told Jal. She's furious with me for not doing more.
I am worried about her. It's been 3 days. Perhaps we should go to Sakori to be with her.
What do you think, Sheriar?
She's gone to do battle with Maharaj one last time. It's something she has to do. You go if you wish. I will remain here.
Don't you worry about Merwan?
Merog's destiny is much greater than the future Shireen dreams for him. I believe much greater. If I worry at all, it is for Shireen.
I still think we should go. Piroja, come. There's still time to catch the train today.
Just then, Shireen Mai walks through the door, looking exhausted and defeated. She puts her bag down and leans against the counter for a long time, her back to her family. Then she starts frantically washing her hands.
Are you all right, Shireen?
Shireen Mai slowly turns and faces them, wiping her hands with a towel.
Yes. I'm all right. I'm fine. Perfectly fine. I can't get this damn spot on my hand to come clean. I keep washing it and washing it and
Shireen Mai suddenly collapses on the floor. Sheriar, Golandun, and Perosia rush to her.
Sheriar, quick, bring some water.
Act 4, Scene 7. It's September 1915, the Pumpkin House. Sheriar and Golandun escort Dr. Barusha from the door. Jal and Bayram hold onto their father's coat.
Her mental condition concerns me as much as a physical state of nervous exhaustion. Her will to live seems, let's just say, the painful events of the past 2 years have seemed to have strained her nervous system beyond its ability to cope.
But it's all been almost 6 weeks since she's taken to her bed, doctor. Surely there must be a specialist in Bombay you could consult with. She barely eats.
Is Memo going to die, Father?
No, son.
But why hasn't Merod come to see Memo? She would be better if Merod came to see her. You wrote to him again, didn't you, Bobo?
Yes, son.
I have already discussed her case with Dr. Mindwala in Bombay from the Neurology Institute. He says her symptoms are consistent with the diagnosis of hysteria. It is an illness peculiar with women. In Europe, they've had some success treating hysterical female patients with a technique they call hypnosis. There is an Austrian neurologist by the name of Dr. Freud who's advanced the medical use of hypnosis. Unfortunately, because of the war, there are no medical doctors in India who've trained in such a procedure.
So, what do you recommend, Doctor?
I'm certain her illness will run its course. There could also be a severe hormonal imbalance brought on by high levels of stress. Perhaps it's not a good idea for Merwan to visit her right now unless he plans to stay. If he were to leave again after a brief visit, she would have a setback. In situations like this, time and nature itself are the best healers. In the meantime, persuading her to take nourishment and drink plenty of fluids. We must avoid dehydration at all costs and pray for her. Sometimes prayer is the best medicine. I will stop by the day after tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Dr. Barucha departs.
What did he say, Bobo? Is Memo going to be okay?
He said she will soon be up and scolding you just like before. Now it's time for bed. Jal, you tell him a story tonight. I am going to sit with your mother. It's Thursday evening, so tell your brother the tale about the old woodcutter and Mushkil Gusha, and take some dates up with you to share.
I wish Mushkil Gushka would come and visit our house tonight. Maybe he could make Memo better.
Maybe he will, son. Maybe he will.
I'm going to collapse myself if I don't get some sleep. Sheryar, will you be okay by yourself?
You rest, Mother. Yes, Don. Yes, Don. Yes, Don.
Golandun, Jal, and Bayram leave. Sheryar sits next to Shireen Mai, asleep in bed. He recites a ghazal from Hafez's divan. Suddenly, the room is awash in light. Two luminous figures appear, Merwan and Sai Baba. Sheryar watches in silence. They approach Shireen Mai and stand silently by her bed. After several moments, the vision fades. Shireen Mai bolts up as if an alarm had rung.
Sherog, I am so thirsty. Can you pour me some water?
Sheryar pours a glass of water. She sits up, drinks, and looks around the room.
What time is it? Where have I been? Have the children eaten? And look, how disheveled you are, Sherog. Have you gone back to dressing like a wild dervish? And just look at this room. It's a holy mess. I take an afternoon nap and the whole house falls to pieces without me. Sherog, an idea came to me. I think Jal should move into Merog's room. He's old enough to have his own room. What do you think of that idea, Sherog? More water, please. I'm so thirsty.
Act 4, Scene 8. It's 1927, the well house. 8-year-old Mani enters skipping and singing, wearing her school uniform.
Here I am in the light, here I am in the light. Memo, I'm home. Memo?
Mani notices the open cupboard where Merwan's clothes had been stored. She peers inside. The cupboard is empty. Shireen Mai enters.
Memo, what did you do with Merog's clothes?
I gave them to Gulmai.
Oh.
Shireen Mai sits and resumes her knitting.
How was your school day, Mani?
Memo, I've been thinking. I've decided that I don't ever want to marry. As soon as I finish, I want to go stay with Merog for good.
We'll see about that when the time comes. Perhaps you'll change your mind when you are older.
Oh no, I will never change my mind. Merog's my brother, and he's God. Why would I want to marry?
Maybe your father and I would like at least one of our children by our side in our old age. Grandchildren would be nice too. That's why.
Memo, why do you always argue with Merog when we visit him?
Because I am his mother and that's my prerogative.
What does prerogative mean?
It means none of your business.
But Memo, if Merog is God, why do you fight with him?
He might be God, but I am still his mother, and Merog is still my child, and he always will be, Money.
Did Jesus' mother fight with him? At school, the nuns told us Jesus' mother, Mary, was always sweet and kind.
They don't know the full story. Nobody knows the full story. And we are not fighting. Just because we argue, it doesn't mean we are fighting.
When are we going to visit him again? I dreamt about him last night.
Did you? You must tell me. Oh, that reminds me, Money. Did I ever tell you the dream I had just before I gave birth to Merog?
No, tell me, Memo.
I dreamt I saw a glorious person as radiant as the sun sitting in a chariot, and his brilliance filled the air. Tens of thousands of people were gazing at him, intoxicated by his divine radiance. I too was in the procession, and I marveled at the luster of his face. His light fell on the whole procession. People's eyes were fixed on him. They couldn't look away. I told Mother my dream, and she said, Shireen, my daughter, a very auspicious son will be born to you. His name will spread all over the world.
Oh, Memo, what a lovely dream. Aren't you proud of him?
Yes, and I also would have been extremely proud if he had become an electrical engineer instead of God, and had a big family too. As it is, I get so much abuse from people.
Oh, Memo, I'm so sorry.
Your snack is on the table, Money. I made your favorite cake this morning, and there's something else for you.
You made almond chicky?
No, an article of his clothing.
Shireen Mai removes a white kurta from a bag and smooths it lovingly with her hand.
He was wearing this the day I lost him to the world.
Shireen Mai hands the kurta to Mani and chokes back a sob.
I thought you might like to have it.
Oh, Memo.
Mani hugs Shireen Mai. The curtain falls. The end.
I would love for a moment where each cast member just unmutes for a moment and talks about their character a little bit and their experience. So
I just want to say a very big thank you, and thank you, Joe, for this reality of this experience, because it will remain the most cherished thing for my lifetime. And that statement lives in my ears when Bhauji gave me the name Roshni, and I broke down crying, and he held my hand and he said, "You are Meher's Roshni, and Mother Light never cries." Thank you, Baba.
It was simply amazing, Roshni.
Was it hard to play Merwan? Sharon?
No, so it was not hard. So it was so yeah, I was very happy, and it was not hard, but it looked very good, and it was very nice by playing Baba's role. So I feel it as a God's gift for giving this chance to me. So I feel very happy about it.
Jai Baba. Dr. Barucha, played by Bobby Kapoor in London. Are you there, Bob? Are you there, Bobby?
Yeah, hi everyone. I've been I'm a new Baba lover. So I've been introduced to Baba only 3 months back. And being based in London, and I was hungry to learn about him. The conduits for me to Baba, because the London Center is like ghost town. There's nothing happening. No one wants to meet you. No one wants to talk to you. And no one wants to even talk about Baba. And to me, the two people who really made a difference for me in the last 3 months have been Angela and Rakesh. And through Angela and Rakesh, the East and West, being in London, I could dial into all the Zoom calls. And that's what I did over 3 months. And then once Angela asked me, would you want to play this role? And I didn't know what I was getting myself into, because I'm a banker here. And I last acted on stage in college and school. It was like 35 years ago. But I learned so much about Baba, his mom, and his brothers. I didn't know anything about him. So it's been a truly great experience for me. And I want to thank Joe for writing a great script, and for Elizabeth for the notes, and for Angela again for putting me in Joe's path. But it's been a great experience. Jai Baba to all of you.
You know, Upasni Maharaj gets a bad rap in my estimation. Baba said that when any soul realizes God, their nature doesn't change. So if they're Jalali and fiery, that remains. And if they're Jamali and sweet, that remains. He said the difference is before realization, if they are abusive, it's not good for them. But after realization, if they're abusive, it's good for the other person because it wipes away the impressions. So I really was honored. Thank you, Joe, and everybody, to have the opportunity. And I feel closer to Upasni Maharaj and closer to Baba as a result. I had one dream of Maharaj many years ago, so I felt like I could tune into that energy. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Thank you. Hazrat Babashan, played by Tharishte Azad.
Thank you, Jai Baba. It was a real joy to be involved in this play with Joe from the beginning, really A to Z, getting together and discussing the technical needs, and then moving on to helping with Elizabeth to shorten the play after our first rehearsal. And the whole experience of creating a Zoom play was just like, wow, what a phenomena. So I think you guys, everyone did a fantastic job, and thank you for the audience to be here to cheer us on. It was hard not to see you, but we had to focus the cameras just on the cast. So hopefully your experience was also perfect, and that's what we were seeking. So thank you all for coming. And I really loved Baba John's role because it was short and sweet, but I got a kick out of the fact that Joe made her from Tabriz. So we'll have to research and see if that's really true, because that's my hometown. Jai Baba.
Well chosen background, a ritual background as well.
Thank you.
I almost left So my experience, I'm just very appreciative. I thought it was fun. And, being here in Montreal, I don't get, and with COVID, I know that I'm not going to be going to the center. I'm not going to be going to India. And so it introduced me to the circle, which I really love now that I have the experience of being part of it. And so it's drawn me in, and I really appreciate that. And I want to thank Fareshte for helping me with the singing. She came up with a song and we practiced, and I really appreciated that.
Thank you. Paroja by Sureka Pradhandadar from Mehrabad.
Hello, Jai Baba from Mehrabad. And I must say I had an amazing experience playing this role. Thank you, Angela, for coming up with this opportunity, and Joe for writing it so beautifully. And the way he guided us, the way he wanted this play to be played actually virtually, and the notes that Elizabeth and other observers have taken down and helped us, to correct our roles. I should say the dialogue deliveries were also taken care of. The expressions were taken care of, and the lovely experience that I had with all the kids, those who have played the role of kids so nicely, and the role of Dr. Barucha, Upasni Maharaj, and Baba Jan, Farishte. So they all have done the role perfectly, saying so maturely, and I'm sure they all had an amazing experience. And Golan Boon, I am not personally known to you, but yes, definitely, having this play around with all these characters made me realize how it was tough for Shireen Mai, and I just was in tears seeing the 3 minutes video in which Shireen Mai was just having a gaze at Baba, and it was just very touching. Thank you so much. And definitely thank you, Debbie. And yes, we'll try to have this Amar Tithi 2021, a good virtual one. And we'll definitely have all your inputs, all your loving inputs. Thank you. Jai Meher Baba.
Baba. Farishte is saying, please sing with the lines you should have sung so we can hear you.
Okay. There you go. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
I put out a call for actors, readers, and I didn't have auditions. I just chose people in the order that they said I want to be part of the play. And it turned out I had just the right number of men say they wanted to do it as our parts. And I had men more open, and I just went down without any auditions. And it amazes me how perfectly it all worked out. And I knew Shireen Mai was the essential role, essential part. And I had never met Roshani before. And to me, it was just Baba's miracle that
she was spectacular. Yeah.
And the second thing I want to say is all the incidents are true, and I got the incidents out from Lord Meher, and also the Mumbai group published about a 100-page biography of Shireen Mai that I got my hands on when I was living in India with a little more information. But I just fleshed out the incidents with dialogue, but everyone, this is the only Baba play I've ever written where I've tried to be historically accurate, and the dreams, the vision she had, the dream she had of the goddess coming out of the well, those are all apparently happened. And actually a lot of people didn't know she had, and it's in the biography, she had a nervous breakdown at the end. That was true. She collapsed when she was totally defeated, and she probably would have died. I mean, she had really given up her will to live, and she was in bed for 6 weeks. And that vision of Sai Baba and Merwan happened, according to Bao, and that was the turning point. She came back to life. So, yeah. So I just want to share
that. A little more gathered, if I could say two words. Thank you, Joe, and I loved the children. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, Angela, everyone, for your immense unconditional support. And each and every one was right alive, you know. And throughout the play, I was trying to concentrate, being between the script and trying to think that we all are there right in the scene with Jal, you know, with the little Tashan between Jal and Behram, to Shariaji's composure, to everything. It was just so amazing. And Mom and Baba Jan's singing was the best. Gurandun, thank you so much. It was really, really awesome. It was really awesome. Dr. Bharucha was extremely poised, just like a doctor. Maybe if not a banker, he would have been one. I guess.
She was wonderful.
You know what was difficult also about for Roshani and playing Shireen Mai, I wanted her to be strong, and she's in the, you know, Shireen Mai had a great sense of humor, but during this period she didn't. So I didn't want her to appear one-dimensional. She's very strong and assertive, but also has a very tender, loving side. You know, behind her chastising her family, it's just a loving mother. So to balance both, and I think she got that, to be, you know, fierce and strong-willed and powerful, but at the same time vulnerable and tender and loving, and like the scenes where she's crying with Narayan and etc. So I thought she did that beautifully, to present a complex personality with a whole range of emotional expression. So that was the most challenging part in the play. You know, it was just wonderful.
Avatar.
All right, Avatar.
Meher Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
Avatar,
ki
Meher
Jai.
Baba
Avatar,
ki
Meher Baba
Jai.
ki Jai. Avatar, Meher Baba ki Jai.
Jai.
Wow.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.